What role will you play and how hands-on will you be, particularly early on, with Derek in helping ease his transition into coaching this team?
Well, we'll figure that out as we go along, obviously. I see a role simply as, a guy who's willing and ready to offer support, willing and ready to step into a private session if there's need be, and talk about alternative things that can happen on the basketball court. I've been helping conduct these workouts that we've had here on this court, so I've kind of gotten through a little coaching jag that I've had, and realize that it's not my role to be on the court. This is where a young man steps in and has the energy to lead the team forward. But I'm very willing to share what I have, and that's why I'm here, is to kind of flesh out what I've accumulated over 30 years of coaching and what I can give back to this team and the game.
Steve Popper from the Bergen Record. Phil, for you again, you spoke about 2 weeks ago, I guess, to us about some of the things that Derek had to work through, family in LA, similar situations, I guess, to what happened with Steve Kerr, that you had to see where their heart was. Did you have to talk through that with Derek and weigh out for him playing, family in LA? What I guess would come into this?
The only thing I worried about with Derek was the immediacy of playing such intense basketball where it's all-consuming in the finals of the Western Conference, and then having little time to decompress and to think it through. So we allowed some time, resumed talks after I initially told him my interest, and then got to business. And he felt that that after going through this season, particularly, he was able to kind of decompress a little bit from the tensions and the energy that a playoffs requires, and was able to make this decision. And I am going to encourage him to step back a little bit still after this initial. He's not going to jump in and start running at full speed, but there will be a time. We hope that our summer camp in Las Vegas, Derek will be there, and we can start exploring some of the ways that we can work with players and personnel.
Having a guy who's won championships as a player, how will that help in terms of convincing Carmelo to say we have a coach here in place who's done it before as a player?
I still don't know quite how to answer that question, but I think I'll have Derek wear all 5 of his rings the first time he comes in and talks to Carmelo and say, this is what we're working for. They played enough ball against each other, both Lakers versus Denver and Oklahoma versus New York, and a variety of combinations of things. So there's a feel, that Derek has, and I think that Carmelo will have. But more than anything else, I think Derek represented something when he was the head of the union at one time to these players, that he was up there fighting for the whole league, the Players Association, and the leadership that he showed in that phase was remarkable, and I think that the players all appreciate that, and I think that's what they'll remember.
And Phil, let me just add one thing to that. I think it matters. Hopefully it will matter with Carmelo, but we've been in this business and we've been in the process of going after players before, and I know having these two guys and their championship pedigree will make a difference when we go out and start talking to players about being part of what we're trying to build here.
You think Carmelo Anthony's going to stay, or you think Carmelo Anthony's going to leave, and why?
That's I guess, a good question, but one that I don't have the answer to. Only Carmelo can answer that question, and that's a big part of not only who I am as a person and have been as a player, but who I'll be as a coach. Is that ultimately the decision to be great, to be a part of something special, to want to be the best that you can be, is ultimately your choice. Carmelo's in a position as a player where that's his choice, and I can speak from experience that as a player, free agency is something that you want to experience, you enjoyed the process, but you ultimately, make a choice that you feel like is best for you and your family or those people involved. And we obviously firmly believe that here is that place for Carmelo, and we're going to do our best to, help not convince him or change his mind from maybe a decision he's already made, but really just, help give him some confidence that with the personalities involved and our commitment to working hard to achieve a certain level of success, that this is a place where he can have what it is he wants. He wants to be on a great team. He wants to be around great people that want to achieve greatness. He's great, and he deserves that. And so that's what we want to work to create with him, and hopefully we can do it.